Hey, you guys. The first thing I'm hoping is that my audio is working. I don't care who comes through. Is my audio on? Testing, testing, testing. Let me see. Is it over here? Is it over here? Is it my microphone? I'm going to have to swing back around. I'm going to wait about 5 seconds and I'm going to come back through because I don't know how to test my audio. And I swear I need it to be working. Now, I see the little green dots going. It looks like it is, but I'm going to wait a little longer to see if I get one person to say, yeah, you're good. Or I might just have to restart to check. I don't know how to even check. Let me see. Oh, I know. If I go on my own side and check to see, maybe I can check like this. Because we're going to get into today's topic, you guys, because I feel so good. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even see. I don't want to get started if you can't hear me. Let me not even go there. I ain't going to say nothing. Let me make sure we can hear me. You can hear me. All right, let me go straight to YouTube. Click on myself, I think, and hopefully. Click on myself. Yay! There we go. I'm winning. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so today, you guys, you can go check out the latest video, the video right before this one of my cam, the start of my cam show, right? You guys, if you haven't, make sure that you check out my cam show warm up. I did an hour, I think an hour and a half. Get ready with me, where I put everything together, you guys. I mean, the wig, the makeup, the look, the earrings, the tips, the encouragement. I danced, I got energized, I drank my iced coffee. I was doing my thing, y'all, in this morning's show. And I just want to say thank you to those that come by and jump in and look. Keep in mind that my content is adult content. I wouldn't say only, but definitely for adults only, right? And so I would prefer 25 and older. I will start putting that out there because, that's just my mode. But y'all, let me tell you, what a happy cam girl I am today. Man, if you watch the previous video before this one, that portion of today's show is brought to you by yours truly. No, that portion right there is when basically I was dolled up. The music I played in my show, right? I played the 1940s. That's just what came over me to play that type of vibe in my show. The particular site that I went on today, I rarely am on that site. I'm rarely on Exotica Worship. I'm rarely there. But when I do log in, that's where I deal with more of my subbies. I deal with more of my guys that they look at me more as a dom. When I'm on the other part of the industry, they see me more as the playful, subby, soft dom, playful or whatever. And I just got to put this in a bucket. Me being on TikTok took me away from my business. It took me away from some of these social media platforms for the webcam models or OF girls. We have to remember, although our shows, although our business, our jobs is closely correlated, I think I can say that, closely related to social media folks that go live. What we have to remember, at least what I have to remember is this. I am not a TikToker. I am not an influencer in that way. I am a webcam model. You get what I'm saying? Understanding the difference. And in other words, if I wanted to be a influencer, right, YouTube or whatever, I might as well have just stopped being on what's it called, or at least Instagram, TikTok, stop completely being and doing my webcam modeling and solely dedicate, because that's what's going to take, dedication to be a full-time content creator, right? You got to take dedication. You cannot spread yourself too thin. So that was one of the reasons why, as it related to my TikTok, I don't mind that it's being let go of. I don't mind that I got suspended and I can't go live there. I don't mind. And that's only till August the 2nd. So it wasn't like I was suspended forever. But let's get into these cam girl tips, you guys. I had a pretty damn good show today. And again, if you're looking at the video that's prior to this live, you'll be able to see the video that I just posted. It's a behind the scenes like I used to do. All I'm simply saying, you guys, being right here at YouTube, I feel like I'm coming home, y'all. This is where it started. I feel like I'm just coming on home. And I get so excited, you guys, because I think if I hadn't woke up with that energy and pushed through and did what I did, I wouldn't have reached the goal that I reached today. So today, So I'm in that live that you guys see on that broadcast, and the guys are coming through. So today's tip, what I really want to put emphasis on, how do you cope, deal with, handle, react to the guys that come through who are undecided? I'm not talking about the freeloaders. I'm not talking about the ones that come to your shows and all they want to do is just sit up and watch you. They don't really want to, they already know when they come into your show, they're not coming to spend, they're not coming to tip you. They're just coming in hopes that the other guys there will give them a free show. As a sidebar, I have plenty of guys on another site that will come to my broadcast and they will just freeload. There's many free sites out there as it relates to webcam models. I am a verified model. There's a difference between being a verified model and someone who just logs into and puts up a video and just maybe get some tips or get some, you know what I'm saying, all those things. So I'll come back and tell you about it later. In other words, I'm official. Right. And so I say all that to say, sometimes these guys will jump onto campsites and they really don't, they think it's free because they're used to going to other free sites. Right. So it is your job, I think, and your responsibility to let the guys know, hey, I get paid for what I do. This is my job. I don't know where you've been before, you know, however you want to word it to let them know, or you can completely ignore them, but they do become a nuisance after a while. But that is not what's today's topic. Today's topic is how do you handle or deal with the guys that actually want to? You can sense it, right? If you've been in this thing long enough, you can sense when a guy likes you, he wants you, he desires you, right? Even if you're not in the business, you know when a guy likes you, wants you, desires you, but he's holding back a little bit, right? He doesn't really know. He's not sure exactly what you bring to the team, to the scene. And again, especially because I am a fetishist and a long nail fetishist in the business, many men, because I'm not, if you're a model and you're not laying there busting it wide open, let me say that. If you're not laying there busting it wide open, if you're not already giving an explicit show as soon as he click on to your live, then he's going to probably have to ask some questions, investigate, go read your profile and figure you out, right? So because I know what I offer in my shows, I offer readings, I offer COCK readings, I offer DICK readings. It is what it is. So again, I'm just saying, those are the things that I offer in my shows. I offer below the waist readings, okay? And so that's what I'm gonna start calling below the waist readings for you guys. And so I offer that in my show. So I have a very eccentric or unique style of camming, right? That's my own. With that being said, what I'm saying to you is that number one, find your own way, find your own path. As I just did a video on finding your own niche. What do you do, or niche? What do you do when it's oversaturated, right? And so, as for me, I've just learned how to just let the guys kind of lead me. So today's show, basically, I set as a soft dom, but more of a seductress. And that is the part of me, and that's why I got so excited, y'all. That is the part of me that's been me since I first came on to the business. I was known as a seductress. I was known as a seducer. I was known as to beckon them in and bring them forth unto me, okay? I lost that, you guys. Oh gosh, for those that don't know my story and my testimony, right? Can I go here for just a second? Coming out of what? Homelessness to honey. And I'm going to keep saying it, right? I'm not going to hide that part of me, but coming out of homelessness to honey. In fact, some of the guys that are part of my other sites, some of the sites that I log into, some of the men knew that I was a van girl, sleeping in my van, going here, going there. You know, of course, I made it fun. I made it look sexy. I didn't want anybody to pity me or anything that kind of way, but it worked out in my favor. So here we are, fast forwarding, and my point is this. So the guys are coming to your show, right? So this is what happened in today's show. Although I got taken in an hour and a half private, I will maybe be able to show you guys how much I made in that private. But when I went back and checked my little stuff, and I was like, what? I mean, I'm just saying, for me and my personal expenses, the things that I like, because I'm not an over the top, you know what I'm saying, bougie girl. Shoot, but it was I made more today than I expected to make, and that is because I waited it out. If you guys don't hear nothing else I'm saying, the webcam modeling game is a waiting game. Okay, it is slow money. It can be slow money. So watch this. It's already slow money. Picture this. Well, you don't have to picture it because you can see the video. It's already slow money. I'm already sitting up there. And to be a seductress, you're even slowing things further down. which I'll come back and talk a little bit more later on. But when you're an enticing woman, or you're come hither kind of energy, where there's, as much as I talk, when I'm in the energy of being Jelena Nels, the seductress, right? When I'm in that mode, Jelena Nels, the goddess, I have less to say. I can't talk as much. As much as I want to run my mouth and be how I normally am and be bubbly, I save that for the other side. But this particular day, so I'm logged in, I got this wig on, it's a whole nother thing. So I'm sitting there, and as you guys saw in the previous video, I'm just giving them what I call give them face, Jelena. So I'm not talking as much. I'm not even I'm speaking, but I'm just letting them draw me in as I draw them in. And it's this really seductive give and play, give and take, give and take, give and take. Even in, no matter what type of webcam model you are, let me say this, you're still going to run across guys who actually like you. That's what I want to drive home. Who actually like you, but they're just still not sure. When you are in your most confident self, and this is what I had to realize, just period. When a woman is in her most confident self, sometimes there are men that are intimidated. Sometimes there are men that get a little shy and nervous. Those things do happen, right? And so they may not be sure. How do I know the difference? Is because when I'm logged into the other site, when I got my curly wig on and I'm super playful and super whatever, all the guys talk to me. The guys in free chat is like, hey, Jay, they're just cool and chilling, because that's the energy I'm giving them. I'm giving them the okayness, or I'm giving them the allowance to just, hey, we're just here kicking it. We'll tip her, we'll give her money, we'll play, we'll have fun. She'll reach her goal, but it's a fun space. We don't have to really we don't have to do too much. She's not asking too much of us. It's a chill environment, right? Some sites are ran like that. You may notice that if you're working on more than one site, then you're gonna, possibly have that where one site is a little bit more fun and risque, and the other site is a little bit more calm and still. So the one that I was on today, I was a little bit more calm and still. I was a little bit more in Jelena Nails, the seductress. I was a little bit more in, come here, boys. Come get this if you want it. I was my old self, y'all, and I totally fell off. Luckily I'm live, because I can't even go back and edit this video. I'm just gonna let it flow, y'all. But what I am saying to you, how do you handle it? How do you handle the guys that come through and they're not sure? Guess how I handled it? If you look at that video, I kept going. I just kept going. So there was about three guys actually that came through who we had a good rapport. They spoke. I asked them questions. I said, come on into this private. I asked them to come in, and guess what? They decided to go the other way. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with your hair, ladies. There's nothing wrong with your makeup. There's nothing wrong with your lighting. There's nothing wrong. I have a saying that I say in my shows, and it is literally this: the right one will come along. And every single time I have logged in and I say that the right one will come along, I can guarantee you that the right one will come along. And that's anything in life. That even deals with men. I don't care what you've gone through with a man. If you just keep on being you and being your confident you, the right one will come along. Ironically enough, today in today's show, I didn't have to say it. Oh, I can't believe I have arrived to a place where I don't even have to say the right one will come along, because my spirit, my mindset, that what I was thinking, what I was feeling, the energy that I brought. You guys, again, if you go look at my first live I did this morning, high energy, or made my playlist, put my music on, danced, to put my wig on, straighten out some stuff, put my makeup on, sipped on my iced coffee, just really was in my own zone, y'all. I was just doing me, as they say. And then I took that energy, that high energy. It took me 4 hours to get ready, because I realized, for me personally, here I am in God told me to stop saying semi-luxury apartment. He said, I want you to claim it all. In my luxury apartment, and here I am by myself, 48 years old, and even today I'm on my period. I'm on my girly, but it didn't stop me. I feel frisky. The other woman, when you get on your girly, you feel more in the mood. And I don't even know if it was a naughty mood, but I had to push myself this morning. It didn't happen overnight. I really, really had to push. It wasn't just something that just fell from the sky. And in other words, it wasn't something that came over me naturally. I had to get up out the bed, pray, and then say, okay, God, let this pass. I swear, everywhere I've lived, every time I get a place, I swear, even I don't care how good and looking the apartment, I'm gonna have some background noise. Ever since I started this, y'all, even one of my old guys as a sidebar, he used to tell me all the time, "Boy, your backgrounds be so," and I don't care what type of microphone I done had. Anywho, that's LA for you. I swear to God, it's everywhere, right? No matter what, nice place, nice area, but it's traffic, it's busy, right? Anywho, so I say all that to say, just super hyped today, full of energy, logged in, and reached my goal. And even though the guys, because I want to drive this home for you guys, even though the guys were hit and miss, there were about 4 guys. If you look at the previous video, who came through and was like, "Hi, goddess," they were very respectful. Any one of those guys could have been the guy. Keep that in mind too, ladies. Any one of the guys can be the one, right? Any one of them. But again, sometimes these guys will come on and they're trying to get to know you. They're trying to get a feel for you. They're not quite sure if they want to take you in a private. They're not quite sure if they want to spend money on you. This is just like real life. Some people are just not that sure. Just like men, some men are like, I don't know if I want to spend that. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do all that just yet. I don't know if she's worth it. But if you don't allow, and I got to go here, a man to put a title on you and put a worth or a tag or money or whatever on you, then it will be easier for you. Because what I realized in today's show is that it didn't matter to me that they were coming and going. It didn't matter to me because I knew I looked good. I felt good. Ain't nothing like feeling good, because you can look good and don't feel good, right? So I was like, I look good. I feel good. No, let me go backwards. I feel good. I look good. Life is good. This is good. I knew when I logged in, I'm going to have a good day. Now, what I was a little nervous about, and let me tell you how I knew, actually. This may sound silly as hell, but I knew I was going to have an awesome, successful day in Cami when I figured out how to wear my wig. Sometimes you don't know what it's going to be, y'all. You don't know what and where, how life is going to swing you. What you don't know what. Sometimes it's something. Have you ever walked outside the door and something in your mind says, change that top? Or something says, you know what, put on some different earrings. Or something says, you know what, put on some different shoes. Or something says, you didn't put lotion on the back of your elbows, even though you know you're wearing a jacket and nobody's going to see your elbows. But something will have you switch it up a little bit. You get me? Switch up a little bit. Something will shift in the universe. And that little shift, that little change, that little turn, that little tweaking, right, will make you go, okay, now we're ready. And I think once I learned, again, remember I told you when it comes to the cam girl stuff, look at how my wig, I put it on. I even said my camera is going to be down here. Basically, the guys are not going to be able to see if I have bobby pins or whatever. But look at that. Look at that. Right? Because I'm not even wearing the lace wig like everybody else wears it. Because this lace is sitting up here when it's supposed to be down here. But this is my own hair and I like it. I had to wear it how Jelena Nails had to wear it. I had to be me, do me, and all that good jazz, right? So I say all that to say this for my overly excited self, y'all. Ain't nothing like winning in your own kind of way. Nothing like it. It's as though the universe, God himself said, this is yours and yours alone, right? It's like this is yours and yours alone. And so for me, I'm excited about that. For me, I am just like, wow. Because I'm telling y'all, for the last couple of weeks, y'all, I ain't been feeling my best. I have been feeling, I don't know if I log in. I didn't know if I'd reached the goal. It's been a lot, right? It's been a lot of adjusting that I've had to go through. Again, coming out of homelessness to honey, right? For those that know my story, again, homelessness to honey. I'm still adjusting to my, okay, God, you said stop saying semi, to my luxury apartment, right? So sometimes God allows us to start speaking things. Can I put this out here? Sometimes God allows us to start speaking things so we can get used to it. So when he blesses us really with that actual and factual, ain't no doubt about it thing, right? We can embrace it and accept it. We can say, okay. We can be like, okay, yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I feel like I want to keep this time. I'm gonna keep what I made a secret, not secret, sacred to myself. I'm just really proud, y'all. I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I pushed through. I pushed through depression. Okay. To my webcam models who need to hear it, some of us, not because we're just in the business, there are people who are living sanctified lives that are still going through depression and grief and mood changes and all kinds of stuff, right? So the truth is, let me scoot back over here and get that job. I'm like, I didn't feel like getting up. Not me being lazy. All right. So I'm charging my phone. Anywho, I couldn't charge it right there. You're like, get up, Jelena. What are you doing? Get up, Jay. Just no, because the guy's always the guy. If I tell the guys, hey, you gotta tip me. You gotta tip me. I ain't getting up. I ain't getting up unless you tip me. Tip me to stand. Anyway, so listen, ladies. If you don't hear nothing else I'm saying with my excited self, excuse me that I'm not in my monotone. I've been in monotone, a seductive tone for, I only was online for about an hour. And the part of it was an hour and a half. And that's literally how long I was on and reached my goal. And for a woman that, again, doesn't bust it wide open, right? And uh, not that I'm knocking women that do. Every time I say that, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that sometimes, ladies, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what Big Mama's saying, so to speak. Sometimes it doesn't take all that. It doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a pretty face. It's a nice tone. It's a sweet hello. It's a sexy hello. It's a seductive tone. Unfortunately, um, for most of us women want that fast money. You want that fast money. Most of us in this industry, you want that fast money. I don't mind having the slow money. The slow money is good enough for me, right? So if you want the fast money, I'm not knocking you. When I say fast money, you only think about fast money, okay? Because it ain't fast money, slow money, right? Okay, money's money in that respect, right? Just it's a tool, that alone. But what happens with fast money? Let me go here. Fast money usually puts you in a space, in a place, puts you in it can, you can stand at the risk of putting yourself in a place of being more degraded, or doing things. Let me back up, because everybody's degrade is different, or doing things that you wouldn't maybe rather didn't want to do, like today's show, for instance. And I'll be honest with you, I carried on in that private like I don't usually carry on in privates that way, but I didn't care, in the sense of I was ready to do that type of show, right? And it wasn't necessarily a explicit show, as it relates to the below the waist, but it was a little bit over the top, it was overly naughty, overly what's called dirty talk, and which you guys know I came into the business as a phone sex operator. But my point is that it was not my regular kind of show. I had my toys, I had the girls. It was a lot of hand movement, a lot of things going on. Okay, I'm just saying, and I don't want to say too much, but to say the least, it's not my usual show, but I enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it. And I felt in control, right? That's the key, ladies. You got to feel in control. Anytime, and mind you, I ran that show exactly the way I wanted to run it. That's why it's important for me as a soft dom to ask the guys, are they dom or are they submissive? Because if it's a true submissive, I will feel a little bit more secure, and that's just being 100, keeping 100, of knowing that I can lead the show, that I can lead it. If I'm being more of a dominant, if I'm being more dom, or even soft dom, or being a guide. So today's show was really just that, y'all. He was so patient with me, right? Talk about men, just generally speaking, who will be patient with you, which is something I pray for, So when you get a client or a guy who's patient, who allows you to take your time when you're in a private, who doesn't rush you. Let's talk about that, right, y'all? Who doesn't rush you to hurry up and take your clothes off. I don't deal with nobody that's what that goes into the bucket of when I always say, never do anything you're not comfortable with doing, even if they paid you. Even if they paid you. Because a lot of times, again, I put the emphasis, that's like going out on a date with a guy, and because he took you out on a date, now he expects to sleep with you. Like, hey, you didn't say nothing about that over the phone. We didn't have that conversation. I wasn't under the impression that what I thought was just this was just going to be a date. You were going to take me out. We were going to enjoy each other's company, right? And so even as it relates to the business, sometimes, and I've had it happen again, been in the industry for over 15 years, I've had it where men will come to my broadcast quickly. This is how you sometimes know. Quickly snatch me in a private, take me out of free chat, snatch me in a private, and then the first thing they're saying is, okay, get naked. Excuse me? Uh, and mind you, the clock is going. The money's is still coming, right? Clock is going. You can even look at your little clock on the side when you're in your private, right? You know, okay, and you're looking like, get naked. Come on, baby. Show me what you're working with. We're in a private now. Did you read? And I have to often tell me men, or I don't even tell them really anymore because I realize he didn't read. He didn't read my profile. Men don't read. Okay. So, and I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to sit here in this private and explain to him that that's not what I do. I'm not going to sit here. And even if it is what I do, watch this, y'all. Even if it is what I do and what you perform in your shows, my attitude with men is not what you say, is how you say it to me. It's not what you do, is how you do it. That's extremely important to me. That me being a woman in this business for so long has helped me to set that boundary. If I don't do nothing else, I can tell how a man is going to treat me based on how he's going to be patient and how his tone with me. If his tone is slanted and a hurried, and mind you, watch this. We are women in the business. I'm a woman in the adult entertainment field. When a man comes to see me in my show, guess what he's thinking? Hurry up, rush it. I came here for a transactional thing. I can't talk to my wife or my girlfriend or my female boss or the women in my life like that. But I can talk to you like that. That's what he thinks. But I can pay you even to talk to you like that, right? And for those women that are into that, because there's some women that, hey, they're into taboo or they're into degradation and all that stuff. I'm not her. So, with that being said, and mind you, it's rare that that happens because once you establish yourself in the business as a particular type, just like life, a particular type of woman, it's something energetically, it's something that energetically that goes out into the universe that can't be. And it looks like my computer got dark because I need to charge you guys. You want to walk and talk with me over here? Let's go to my couch. Ooh, we can go to the couch. Now, I don't even want to unplug this microphone just in case. Uh-oh. Look at me go. All right, because I think I got to charge. I'm going to sit right here. Yay, look at us. We're going to sit right here. Wait a minute. Won't he do it? Hi. Okay, wait, because I lost my lighting. So let me make sure I don't lose this because I'm going to sit here and run my mouth. Okay. Now only thing we have to do is get some lighting, huh? Where's my light? Lighting. Oh, I got it right here in front of me. Good. Okay. So, as I was saying, I should close my closet door. That's right. Where was I at, y'all? Let's make this a vibe, huh? Can we make this a vibe? But it's so dark. It is like so freaking dark. You're like, hurry up, Jelena. Anywho, what I'm saying, ladies, listen. All I'm saying, oh, what a good damn day, y'all. What a good damn day. All I'm simply saying is that, shoot, the right one will come along, right? Don't worry about it. The right man will come along. The right tipper will come along. How you actually navigate through that, I don't even know if I said it or not, but how you navigate through that is that you make sure that you stay in character. If you look at the video that I have out there, you'll see that I'm staying in character the whole time. The guy that came through, I talked to him. The music I was playing in my background, right? I stayed in character. So that took me, about an hour? How long were we in? 30 minutes for me to absolutely say, you stay in character. Don't change. So the guys come through and they're like, hey, they're asking questions. Whatever your character is for that day, because remember, we are actresses. We're actresses. And again, I fell off. I fell completely off, y'all. I really did. I started thinking like, I mean, ooh, life will really have you forget who you are. I don't care what it is. It will just have you. I need some lighting. I should open my. I'm gonna open my blinds. Um, it will really have you thinking that you. Wow, that's how dark to me I be having it, you guys. I know that made a difference. Look at that. Definitely made a difference. But again, keep in mind, like I just said, you know, these situations, life will have you thinking that you fell off and that you've lost it, but you haven't lost it. So today, you know, I don't know. I dedicate this obviously to myself, to whatever webcam model, whatever woman who needs to hear this. You know, you never lose you. It just gets suppressed. It gets pushed to the side. And today was that day that I remember who I was as Jelena Nails. I logged into work and I come because keep in mind for the last, oh my gosh, it just goes to show you, I guess homelessness does have an impact. For the last 5 years, I haven't been the seductress that I've been. I've been just Jelena Nails, the cam model, the van girl, the whatever that logs into work. And I just, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even really express how much today really just showed me how much I fell off in the sense of, you know, sometimes I just would log into work just to forget my problems. You know, I'd log into work for men to entertain me. You know, for men to entertain me, for men to help me get my mind off things. And just like in my personal real life, I would run to men. To be honest, if I'm being real and candid and transparent, I would run to men for their assistance or for their help or for, you know, just to not ignore, but to kind of yeah, I guess ignore what I was going through or the pain I was going through over grieving over my son and my losses. And so I would just run to other people in that kind of way. But today's cam show just really um, reminded me, like, dang, like no, I am that actress. I am that it goddess, you know, that long nail goddess, logged in, and I stayed in character. I can't believe I stayed in character. I don't think y'all understand I don't think you understand. I don't I don't even because I don't know how to because you can when you're in a business where you just uh you know you could be your energy can be ciphered. Then in your personal life, your energy is being ciphered, and then you're struggling with your own stuff. You just have so much on you. How do you have time? Let me make it plain English. How do you have time to doll up and primp up and put your glamour face on and put your sexy on and be in walking heels if that's what your thing is, or you know, be your best self that's not connected to anybody else but you? That's how I feel today. Like my life was all about me being Jelena Nails. In fact, I was so intentional to where it didn't really even matter if I knew I was going to reach my goal sometime this week. But God Almighty, I didn't think I was going to reach it within an hour. I mean, and beyond what I was going for. It wasn't even in my mind, y'all. I was just like, I'm just gonna log in because I feel good. I feel good, I feel sexy, and we're gonna just see what happens. And lo and behold, it was a good session. No disrespect. I didn't have to block nobody today. In the words of Ice Cube, today was a good day. I came on and encouraged you guys. I encouraged myself, right? I did a few shorts, did a few videos. I'm back home. And what I mean by that, before I get out of here, being back home to means I'm back home at YouTube. I started out being a webcam model mentor right here at YouTube back in 2008, 2009. You know, I fell off. I got involved with men, with the wrong men throughout the years. You know, it is what it is. Got, you know, for the stories that you guys heard me spoke about, you know, my narcissistic recovery, you know, dealing with a narc and dealing with, you know, just trials and tribulations. Y'all, I ain't got to go through all the depths of it. What I am truly saying is that for us women in the business, if you're going to log in because you're an actress, and even though there's men too in the business, But I really, really hone in on women because we as women, we just go through so much more. Of course, I'd say that because again, I'm on my period today. Now, men don't get periods, last I checked. So for me, I definitely am about girl power because it ain't even, I can't even say that, oh, it's because I pushed through. It wasn't about me pushing through. I didn't have to push through anything. I was just like, okay, I'm on my period. So what? I got these new pads. Can I say that, y'all? I'm just being transparent right here. Whoever is listening, I got these new pads. They are working. They're keeping my stuff where it needs to be kept. Thank you, Lord. And I didn't get no guy. I didn't get no requests from no men asking me to do this, do that, and the third. And I truly believe it's because of the wig. I truly believe it's the presence because what I've learned, even in real life outside of the business, unfortunately, we live in a world where men, they look at women, y'all look at us, and you decipher, you put a title on us of what you think, right? Or what you think we might be. I love having a little bit of mystery. I love a man to come to my show and not be quite sure. Yeah, he may know I'm sexual. It's obvious, right? He may know I'm sexy. He may know that I'm not a virgin. He may sense all of that. But then he might have to go a little bit deeper and go, but how do I approach that? I'm not sure yet. She is that, but does she do this? Can I talk to her any old kind of way? And even in real life, men, there are some men that are that way, where they'll say, I could tell she's sexy. I see the tattoos. I see she dyes her hair. I see she looked like a free spirit. I see that she's probably a little freaky, a little kinky, but can I just walk up on her and just come out straight out like that? And for me, what allows a man to not be so bold in many cases is because I don't give a damn what we're wearing, what we have going on, piercings, tattoos, dyed hair, whatever it is, long fingernails, whatever, even a BBL, who knows, right? Whatever it may be, whatever we're carrying on our external, what's more important is how you carry yourself internally, how you sit. Like when I was sitting here at the kitchen table, it's interesting because the chairs are straight back. They're like high up on the back. My desk chair, yeah, I can be more relaxed. It has that lean to it. But but when I'm sitting at my kitchen table and I'm working or whatever, I'm more erect, so to speak. I'm sitting up. I'm more poised because the back of the chair allows me to sit up straighter. All those things matter because. And then I was more into the camera. My face was more into the camera. In fact, the guys couldn't even see my top. I was literally from the neck up in my camera, if you guys look at the previous video. So I say all that to say, all that goes into the bucket. Presentation, confidence, presentation, obviously how you feel about yourself. And so when you get those guys coming back and forth, there are gonna be guys. Today is Tuesday. On the weekday, you're gonna be having guys that are looking for. I was even looking for a guy to just want a quickie, to be honest. I mean, on the weekdays, it's usually quickies because people are at work, they're in their office, they're probably sitting in the driveway right before they go back into the office. I mean, into the house with their wife or girlfriend or family or dog or whatever. So they're trying to decompress before they go or jack off before they go back inside. I'm just telling you the truth. That, so there's a lot. Today, I didn't think there was going to be that it day. But again, that just goes to show you, it does not matter the day that you log in, ladies. I've had women ask me, what time is the best time to log in? Apparently, anytime, right? It's all about the energy that you're carrying. It's like someone, let's just say somebody asks, because shout outs to Shira 7, because a lot of girls will ask Shira 7, where do I go to finesse? Or free, no, she calls it freestyle. Where do I go to finesse freestyle? And she'll give a long list. She'll probably say they probably ask when to do this. I would imagine she would say to them, I could be wrong, anytime when they're getting off work, I think she said that before, happy hour. So there's certain times of the day maybe, but in my case, I guess because this thing is more transactional, any old time will do because there's always going to be a man who's up, literally, it's always going to be somebody that's up, ready to play, ready. Also, can I say this, ladies, before I get out of here? There's always going to be a man who's also ready to respect you. Even in this business, I know it's probably interesting to think, and even interesting to acquire or request or demand or command that men respect you. Even while I promise you, if you see that for yourself, like, you're gonna respect me. I don't give a damn what you thought when you got here. I don't care what you thought. I know you thought that this was that and this was that. And again, this has nothing to do with what type of shows that you do. Be as explicit as you want to be. But if you ever come across a place in this business where you feel like, you know what, nah, I have a change of heart. My body, I don't feel like doing it today. Because what happens in the business too, and I know you guys know what I'm gonna say, just like anything, and like relationships with men can get comfortable. Clients can get comfortable. People can get comfortable, and guess what? They start slacking. They don't pay attention as much, if for those that are in relationships, and or they won't pay as much money as they used to. And I understand throughout the years, people go through hardships and may lost their job and this, that, and the third, right? I'm understanding. I'm one of them women in the business understanding. Some women is like, I don't give a damn. Next. However, my point is that some of these men have come through and they will tip you. They will. What am I trying to say? They will tip you. Well, let's say they tip you one big kahuna. Let's just say $100, right? Boom. Because I think everybody understands what $100 is. But they tip you 100, and then he comes through and he starts. What is it called? Lowballing you? Is that what it's called, y'all? $100 from the gate, just will you in, and then it goes from 100 to 75 to 50 to 20 to 0. And because you're, especially in relationships, because you're so in love, right? Because like all the time you invested, you stay and you put up with, right? The beautiful thing about being in the type of business that I'm in, even the type of adult entertainment that I'm in, what I like about it is because what one person won't do, here comes another one. I don't know how that may come across in my real life, but that's life too, That what this guy won't do, another one will. You don't have to sit and beg. You don't have to sit and hee-haw. You don't have to sit and keep on trying to, make a guy tip. And a lot of us ladies, because I used to be this way. I used to get so caught up, and I have to teach my daughter this too, to some degree. But sometimes, let's just say you get a guy that comes through, you're on Instagram, he wants to be a pay piggy, he's cash apps you, $100 or whatever. He does that, and then you're thinking, okay, wow, you got to keep it moving, ladies. You got to keep. That's just why Shira 7 says, have somebody else, have two of them, have more than one. However she coins it, you know what I mean? She says that because life happens. People do trip. People do want to lowball you. Sometimes men do say, nah, I'm okay. Or they can get an attitude with you because now you're requiring them, or somewhat commanding them to stay where they were. If you know I'm $100 worth video girl, cam model, right? And you know that that's my minimum. Why in the world would you think $50 is? Why are you testing me, sir? Is this a test? Am I being, like, you look around, am I being punked, right? And so again, this is something that I've had to learn. And if you notice as I speak, you guys, I bounce from webcam modeling and real life webcam modeling. They're interchangeable to me. They go hand in hand to some degree, right? Because there's a part of me that I feel like men are men, whether they're sitting in front of me, literally, or they are in my real life or in your real life, in their minds, sitting up and fantasizing about with you, right? And so to me, I feel like the same rules apply. But yeah, other than that, today was a respectful, highly awaited cam show. And I would encourage each and every one of my cam models, if this is something that you do truly want to do and you just now starting out, give yourself some time. Know that it can be slow money. I think once you accept that it can be slow money, slow days, whether it's because you're feeling slow and not logging in, or you just, and when you do decide to log in, because guess what? It could have very well went the opposite for me today, because it happens sometimes. I could be full of energy, log in, and and then all of a sudden it's tumbleweeds. Like, damn, did I get dolled up for nothing? That kind of thing. Oh no, I did all of this for nothing, but it didn't happen today. Right. And I like to really believe the main reason why that doesn't happen is because when you've made up in your mind, I'm going to have a good day regardless. Right. And it goes back to that thing of, you know how you wake up in the morning and you stump your toe, and people say it's a trickle effect. You can wake up in the morning, stump your toe, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn. And then you spill the coffee on your shirt. Then your zipper breaks. When you pull up your zipper, you slam your hand or nail in the door. You break your nail. You get what I'm saying? It's just a snowball effect of stuff. But if you start out on your day, whatever time that is, and you start out with a good energy, and then this is what I think really helped me today. And I promise I'm done, y'all. I think what really helped me today is I didn't overthink it. If you guys haven't picked this up in me, and I've talked about it briefly on my TikTok, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder, right? Um, PTSD, right? Sometimes things do trigger me. Sometimes I am in right, that kind of energy. Sometimes my mood is different because I'm in premenopausal, so there's a lot of things that can go in me and around me that I don't feel like, and I don't feel up to it. And so again, my shows could have went any other way that I wanted to, but because I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna have a good day and I'm gonna take it slow. What I come to find out, which is the bonus of today for me, or the highlight of today, is because the particular site that I was on, I am a seductress there. The whole point of being a seductress, well, part of it is those that seduce move slow. Slow. Everybody say it with me, slow. They take their time. They're poised. Their breathing is slow. Their talking is slow. They're bringing it in. They're almost hypnotic, right? It's like you're putting your guys in a trance. That's my old way of doing things that I completely forgot because of all the personal shit. I gotta say it that way, y'all. All the personal shit I've been through in the last 6 years. Completely forgot that the main reason what got me my biggest following with men in this business was because I was Jelena Nails and I moved slow. I enticed. I put the girls out there. I did my thing. I beckoned men to me. Literally, this is how I would do my shows. I am easygoing. I giggle. I laugh. I don't take myself too seriously. I smirk. I'm a little bit wicked. I'm naughty, but you'll never really know it, just how much, right? And that was something that is how I really brought them in. And then life happened. Personal life happened. And then I threw off this type of wig and put on the curly wig, and then I became the cool chick. I became the, hey, one of the fellas. Sexy, playful. I talked a lot. Super chitty, super chatty, the fun girl. I became too fun, too easy going. At least for me, right? Now, some women, it may work for them in the business. If you start out in the business and you're that bubbly, full of life energy girl, and you're da 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 da, and you're, playful and da da da, and you're literally that way, and that is what was bringing you your following, cool. I would imagine that some of the guys that followed me and like this, the seductive part of Jillian Nails, they must have fell back and said, damn, she's not the same. What happened to her allure? What happened to her enticement? What happened to her slow and steady hand? What happened to her slow and steady voice? What happened to how she could just mesmerize me? She's not the same. She's hyped and full of energy and da 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 da. She's got a lot going on. What's going on here, right? And I say that to say, because again, what was going on in my personal, and again, because I was on social media, on TikTok. See, the thing with TikTok's energy, let me say this, because I think it's important for any webcam model that also is doing social media. Especially TikTok. TikTok is fast paced, right? You make second clips. You can get those followings. You can get what you need in seconds, right? Seconds. You're getting your stuff in seconds. But when it comes to, being a webcam model, think about it. It's slow money. It's slow show. Now, not every girl performs or shows like that. The only way that a girl can get in, get out of there, and it's what makes it fast paced is if she's explicit. Most women in the webcam modeling industry is not slow and steady. I mean, when I say slow and steady, I mean their performance is not slow and steady. Their character, their skill, their whatever is not slow and steady. Unless she's a hardcore dominatrix, where you would go online and you see her dressed all in all black, and she got her whips in the background, and she got all kinds of chokers. You know what she has the whole aesthetic of being a dominatrix going on. Unless she has that going on for her, and she moves slow, because she's just gonna sit there. One thing about being a dom, you ain't really got to do too much work, right? I mean, if you dress the attire and the aesthetic of being a dom, you could just sit there, and the men will come to you and bow down and worship and be ready to do. Be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready. If you're a strong or dominant dom, or crack the whip type of dom, you definitely are gonna have those. You're gonna have less men coming to your shows. You're gonna be full of the BS, and because you're going to let them know right away, hey, you're in front of the goddess, or in front of Dom, whoever, or Empress so and so, and you are to be obedient. The men will catch that as soon as they click on your video. They will know that you're a no nonsense kind of model. Period. It's I won't say it's the easiest role to play, but the men don't have to question what it is that you do or who you are, right? So as for me, being Jolena Nails and being that, and again, being on social media is why I brought that into the bucket. It was hard for me to transition from TikTok, the other broadcast I was on, from TikTok to, because even right here, if you compare TikTok to YouTube, YouTube's slower. I hope that makes sense to you guys, right? YouTube is a lot slower. It's not as slow. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. It's not as slow as TikTok. So you're going on TikTok, you're getting your followers, you're getting your views, you're getting that dopamine hit. You're like, okay, this is where I ought to be. It makes me feel good. People liking what I gotta say. People liking what I'm doing. Da 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 da. I'm being liked because it's irrelevant, right? I mean, it's relevant. People, I'm being liked, which sometimes people equate that to love. If they're feeling some kind of way, I can go on here. I'm not lonely. I seemingly have friends, connections, blah blah blah. That's TikTok for you. And you get it fast. You get it fast. Woo, woo, woo. So imagine that energy that I was having for the 6 years that I was homeless, mind you. That energy I'm having, I'm like, cool, da 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 da. And then I go over to my webcam shows where actually people are actually paying me. That I was messing up, y'all. I was messing up. Oh, I have to come back because I've been on this live too long, but I've been messing up. I was messing up. Being on TikTok that didn't really pay me anything, but it was paying me. Sometimes people get paid in attention. They get paid in acknowledgement. They get paid in views. You get what I'm saying? Some people just want to feel that type of thing, right? But what I come to find out, guess what I come to find out, y'all? I like money a lot more. I like money a lot more. I'm okay. It's okay. I can say that. I can say that now. It's all right. I like making money in this business a lot more than being on TikTok and getting likes and getting attention and getting quote unquote approval and getting, I don't, right here at YouTube, out of all of my social media, YouTube is the one that I have the less followers at, right? But this is home to me. So I don't mind. This is where I started. I don't mind. Look how long I could do my lives. I could sit up here because it's that type of platform, right? So I don't feel like there's any losses. I can go from my webcamming. You guys know what I used to do back in the day. Go from my webcamming, then I do it behind the scenes, right? Then I come back here and I tell y'all to my webcam models. And again, I was on a site. I mean, I was on a platform, which is TikTok, which I love for what it is. Don't get me wrong. But I can't talk about sex the way I want to talk about sex here. I mean, here. I mean, there, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't share my educational tips on TikTok about what it's like, and being a certified tantric healer and certified sex educator, because I am, right? I can't really dive that deep on TikTok. I can kind of hover over it, but I can't dive that deep. I can't explore the way I want to. So what was it doing? It was suppressing and or limiting me. So for whoever needs to hear this, whether you're a webcam model or not, look at this. Look at the time that you're spending on social media. Which one is giving you something? What social media, what job, what man, okay, what person, what place, what thing is really pouring back into your bucket to where you'll have enough left over to where it makes sense, right? YouTube does that for me. I've never gotten mad at YouTube. I've never been frustrated at YouTube, to be honest. I've never been like, damn, I can't stand YouTube. It don't give me one. Even if you guys don't like this live, even if you don't subscribe to me, I'll get my subscribers eventually, because I like the idea that I can take my time. I like that. I do better moving slow. I don't mess up as much when I take my time, right? And that's just anything in life. Even when it comes to picking a man, you guys know I was gonna go there. I don't mess up. When I take my time, if I see a man tomorrow and he says, "Hey, baby girl, I like that outfit," I could say thank you and leave it as that. I don't have to be like, dang, I wonder if he's going to ask me for my number. I wonder if he's going, oh my God, I wonder if he, blah, 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 right? I don't need my mind to go all over to 1,000 what ifs. I could just take the compliment and keep it pushing. I see you, brother. Good looking out, I don't have to feel like I need to get to know him. I could take my time. I can take my sweet time. That's what today's webcam show session taught me today. That today I was slow. If you guys go look at that video, it was kind of almost hard for me to do it because I hadn't been in that tone in so long. But for each man that came on my broadcast, I was slow with them. Hello, what did I say? Well, I think it was one guy named was Johnny. Hi, Johnny. And I was playing my 1940s jazz. So I was in a mood of seduction, you know. I was just letting it flow, y'all. Letting it come to me. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. And I was able to reconnect to myself, to the place in the space that allows me to not be impulsive, to not rush, to not hurry up. Do you know every morning, you guys, since I've been in my apartment, again, this has only been my 5th month, going into my 6th month of being in my apartment since I was homeless, sleeping in my van. And do you know every morning I wake up and I ask God, get me used to it. Get me used to it. I can take my time. Yesterday I had a migraine headache. The headache was, you guys know I get migraines, but they really come when I get on my period. And I was in the shower and I just started crying. I know this is off the subject, but can I go here, y'all? And I just started crying because I looked around at the shower, and I often talk about this a lot though. So I'm still, again, it's a part of adjusting, right? And I looked around and I said, oh my God, I've been in this shower for almost 2 hours. Man, you're like, wait a minute, what were you doing in the shower for 2 hours, Jay? I was in that shower for 2 hours. No, I wasn't doing no funny business, y'all, but I was in that shower for 2 hours, letting the water, because again, I had a headache, and water really helps with my migraines. I get the aura and everything. And so I was just letting that water. I have my little, the little chair that the old folks have that sit in there. So I asked my manager if they could get me one, and they said they could get me one if you need special needs or special, assistance. So I got one of the chairs, the ones that old folks sit in. Hell, I don't know how to say. I'll show it to you later if I didn't. I think I showed you guys before. But anyway, so I was sitting on my chair, just letting the water hit. And then I happened to look around. And mind you, I take my tablet and put it on my little table thing. You guys should have seen it by now. That's in my bathroom. And I'll watch me a movie. That was the whole point. I sit in there, and so again, I'm going on 2 hours, sitting in the shower, not even really washing up really. But when I have a headache, I just like letting that hot water hit all, my face and everything, and let it just really soothe the top of my head and let it run down. And I look around and I realize it's getting late, or I've been in there for a while because I'm like, is my fingers turning into raisins? But anyway, and I said, well, I've been in here for a while, and the tears just fell because I said, Lord, nobody, nobody has to rush me out of the bathroom. I can stay in here as long as I need to, as long as I need to get the healing, to get the cleansing, the spiritual cleansing that is, to get this headache off me, to shake, just knock the edge off, you know? And so I could just really, really, really move slow. So many times God has to remind me, y'all, take it slow. You are not in a hurry anymore. When you come, I promise you guys, whoever needs to hear this, when you come out of, there's such a difference of when you come out of survivor mode into just really living mode. And that's where I'm at, out of survivor mode into living mode. And how is that all tied into being a webcam model? Because I can take my time with telling the men just how to stroke it. I'm just saying, it's the truth. I don't have to rush and tell them, hurry up, baby, hurry up. I don't have to be like, oh, baby, yeah. Oh, baby, get it, yeah, baby, get it, just like that. Yeah, you're doing it. I don't have to do that. I don't have to. But when you're in survival mode, everything's rushed. Hurry up, hurry up. Now, and I got my confidence back in knowing that the man that spends money on me in this business, he gonna also know that he has to spend time with me. When we go into a private, we're gonna spend some time together. Obviously, that's going to collect the money, and the money will be greater and bigger because of the time, and that's how the business works, right? Time equals money, money equals time, of how many hours and or minutes you spend in a private. But I love knowing that I'm not interested in the quick money. I'm not interested in the men that want to just hurry up and just like real life. Think about it, ladies. I mean, are you really interested in the guy who just wants to just get on when you get some of you, again, speaking of the industry, you got people that'll do it like how Share 7 says do it. You got people on TikTok teaching you how to, if you, I guess, teaching you or showing you the 304 if you want to walk the blade. Yeah, I'm just saying there's ways, there's levels to this thing called life, not just the industry, but there's levels to how a woman can conduct herself on any part of life. There's levels to it. So when I think about my life, even as a woman in this business, I don't want to quickly make you come so fast like that. I wasn't even like that when I was younger. Some might say, oh, it's maybe because you're older. But then the beautiful thing about being an older woman in the business, being that I am 48, most of the men are going to be younger, and they are going to not argue with me for wanting to take my time. That's the beautiful part about it. They expect me to show some sense of class or some sense of, maturity. They expect me to roll like that. Other times, most guys, younger guys or other guys, they may not want you to rush it along. So I say all that to say this again. Today was a good day. I'm going in an hour on this thing. I'm about to get off. Whoever's been joining me for this whole hour, this whole session, just been sitting here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully I said something to even encourage you, whether you're a lover, I don't have haters. Yeah, I'm not one. I don't ever say that. I don't ever put that on the universe. People are like, oh, that's another reason why I had to get off TikTok. It was just too many people, even on Instagram. I'm sick and tired of, even right here at YouTube, if you're not careful, depending on what rabbit hole you go down. I'm sick and tired of everybody talking about how everybody's hating on everybody, hating on me. Not everybody. I mean, not everybody, because social media will have you feeling like, oof. Social media will have you in a fickle, boy. I swear. And it was so easy for me to get into that rabbit hole of, yeah, oh man. Now I'm not gonna say that some of the stuff that don't have truth to it as it relates to how men move and how men operate and how some men get down. I have to say some, but how men get down. But the truth is, I don't need to hear all that. Me being in the business alone is teaching me and has taught me for over 15 years what are men's truest intentions. and I'm still in the business, and I'm not even offended by it. As I've said before, I'm never offended that a man wants to sleep with me. Never taken back. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you want me like that. Oh my God, you're disgusting. No. What's disgusting is the fact you don't have manners. What's disgusting is that you're not a gentleman about it. What's disgusting is that you're a cheapskate, or you're selfish, or that you have it and you don't want to share it, and that what's disgusting is that you're crazy and cuckoo or whatever, right? All the character stuff is disgusting. I'm not at all ever appalled, shocked, or just like, oh my God. I'm never that when it comes to the biological responses that a man has towards any woman, any woman. Really, I'm not. Okay, okay, fine. Biologically, you're made that way. Biologically, most of y'all operate in the most predatory way. Got it, right? Understanding all of that and still saying, let me use this to my advantage. Let me stay safe, that part, okay, number one. And let me do it in a way that it benefits. You got something you want, I got something I want. We can do it even Steven, but we're going to do this thing with respect, with playfulness, sexiness. We're not going to rush it. I'm going to take my time. And if I'm not the man for or woman for that particular man, then he can go over to the woman that will accept his rushiness, his pushiness. He want to get in and get, and I mean that literally and figuratively. The man who wants to just get in and get out. There was a guy, and I'm gonna close with this, y'all. I promise I'm out. I always say that. I'm getting closer. There was a man. There was a man that I was dealing with who was a lover of mine. Pretty decent lover, right? Pretty decent lover. But because it wasn't consistent, and because it wasn't long lasting thereafter, I don't want any other relationship. I don't have no shame in saying that. I don't ever want a relationship where I have to, it's good, it's nice, I'm the fun girl, we're having a good time, and then you got to short end it. Be it because you come too fast, or because you got to get back, hopefully not to the wife or to the girlfriend, because I really don't mess, in my real life, I don't mess with married men. That I'm totally against that. That's not my style. That's not my way. That's not how I was raised, that kind of thing, right? My Nana told me two things. Well, she told me three. Okay. She told me, one, always, she said, you don't need no pimp. That's what my great grandma taught me. You don't need no pimp. The second thing she said was, get your own husband. And the third thing that she said was, don't be doing, all right, don't do that. And I got two of them. Two of them right. Two of them I don't do. Two of them I don't do. Two out of one, how does it say? One out of two, one out of three ain't bad, or whatever, right? And so when it's all said and done, yeah, no. Integrity, some sense of class, self-respect, dignity, focus, uh, confidence, self-esteem, security. I'm just naming off all these things, you guys. I'm putting it out in the universe. That I think every, not just webcam model, but a woman should operate in her own way. Because, we don't have to feel or be that way every 24 hours a day. But you know what I mean? But as long as we are on the way or in the way of it. And so I just thank God on this beautiful Tuesday that I reached my goal. And guess what? I'm still going to log in again. Because I just, hey, why stop now? Keep going, let's go, as they say. And I'm excited about it. So I send this video off to every webcam model that's out there, even my OF girls that are listening. You're out there, that spread this love out to you. I send off this energy to you. My cup is running over right now, right? We talked about that before on my TikTok. My cup is running over. So remember, if my cup is running over and I have a saucer, let me show you the demonstration. Let me just show you the demonstration. Because why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Because they said one day, Oprah said, I'll close with this, you guys. Oprah said that somebody said to her, you're so full of yourself. And Oprah said, yes, I am. Of course I'm full of myself. The key is that my cup is supposed to be running over, and I don't have nothing in here because knowing me, I spill it. But my cup runneth over. So if you have a cup that's full of joy, happiness, sexiness, playfulness, whatever it is, and it's running over, which mine is today, running over. I got enough to share. I have enough to give. I don't have to give what's in the cup. But whatever runs off it, so said Oprah, whatever runs over into the saucer, that's what I'll spill over and give to y'all. Can have everything that's running off in the saucer, but the cup, whatever in the cup, is mine. So my cup is running over. When I say this, that's why I'm still here talking, running my mouth, because I have that energy to give. I have it. I could keep giving it, but I'm not going to burn myself out. But I'm giving you guys to the webcam model that needs to hear this. If you're in the business and you love it, keep going, but take your time. Be easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Don't look at the other girls and compare. And I honestly believe this is why the industry is the way that it is. It's because when nobody is getting the true guidance, these you young girls get in this business, and then you go look at Sally, you look at Susie, and you look at Jessica's live and their broadcast, and you see Susie, Jessica, and whoever shoving stuff up your kitty cat. You're doing explicit shows. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, I must have to do that because that must be. But the truth is, and I gotta say it because it's the truth. I think I would be held responsible if I did not say this. Being a woman in this industry for over 15 years, if I didn't speak to my young women and say, you don't have to do it. It truly doesn't take all that. Now, if you want to do it and you don't feel no kind of way with doing it, hey, because I remember there was a time when I used to mentor women, and and we went out in here in LA, and I'd walk up to nail shops, and I had my business cards, and I would pitch women, young women, whether they're, let's say, 25, whatever. I'd pitch them on becoming nail fetishists, right? Like smoking, since they were smoking, weed or doing whatever they were doing anyway. I figured, well, maybe they can do this. Do you know how many young girls turned me down and was like, nah, that they'd rather go on the blade, that they'd rather take their clothes off? And I didn't understand it. Back then I was, I didn't get it. And I was like, well, maybe they don't believe that it's real. Or maybe, and I had to come to the conclusion, it's the way that sex has been advertised. This is a whole nother topic, but the way sex has been advertised, it's advertised through hip hop and everything like that, as we know, to where it has to be fast money. Where it has to be where you got to do all of these things to get that. But if more women, young or old, would be that are in the business, let's put it that way, that are in the business, would just focus a little bit more on fetishes. If they would just focus more on the gigantus fetish, the eating fetish, the foot fetish, the hair fetish, the long nail fetish, the snapping finger fetish, the burping fetish, the big booty fetish, the belly fetish. What else they got? And then there's levels on top of levels on top of levels of subcategories to those particular fetishes. As I talked about in the other video regarding feet, there are so many different types of men that like feet. There's so many different types of men who like nails, or different types of nail men. They don't have to be long as mine. They don't have to be as short as this one. There are so many variations. If women would just, and it almost, we are the creators. I don't understand. Don't get me started, y'all. I'm about to start venting now. I really don't understand why more women just won't be more creative, because it's in us to be creative. Just be creative. All you got to do is take that one. I promise you this, ladies, if y'all don't hear nothing else I'm saying, to most men, what I've discovered, most things will get them off. Anything can make a man his stuff rise, whether he wanted to or not. I'm just saying, that's just generally, biologically, right on the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, literally. So you can take anything. You can take, that just goes to show you can be walking down the street minding your business, and a man just, he's ready. You get what I'm saying? And you don't even, you decided that day, oh, I'm just going to cover up a little bit, put my sweater on and put my boots on in 97-degree weather and a beanie, so these men won't be looking at the shape of my body when I'm out here. And just as soon as and then guess what? You find out that a man is into He's into women with boots and beanies. That turns him on. I had a man come to my broadcast years ago who liked women that wore what's it called? What's those fur thing? I want to call it like a mink or a shawl. Oh, what is it called? It's something, but it's made out of fur. It's really, really soft. Like he was into that. And if I had a went and really pitched him and he would have bought the materials, y'all would have seen me in those things in the summertime. You would have been like, what's going on with Jay? She really done lost her mind. Like it's hot and like, and I would have had a high paying guy because I forget the name of him. But my point is this, and some of y'all might be saying, oh, but that's rare. That doesn't really happen like there because people are not taking out the time. Again, people want fast. They want fast. They want to come fast. They want the fast money. And to the people that is working for it, it works for them. I'm not knocking it necessarily. But what I am saying is that if you were to focus your shows more so on fetishes, more so on the weird stuff, more so on the strange stuff, I can guarantee you would, this is specifically to the webcam models that may be getting frustrated, that maybe feel like, damn, I'm going to have to bust it wide open. I'm going to have to be more nasty. I'm going to have to do this on my shows, or I'm not going to reach my financial goal. No, before you do that, how about you investigate? Download ChatGPT so they can tell you all of the fetishes, I'm just saying, that exist. Yeah, and then come up with a marketing plan. And then come up with of how to make this thing work and how do I work it in my favor? How do I incorporate it in my shows? I'm telling you, ChatGPT works if you let it work like anything, if you just want to take a more easier approach, if you don't want to sit and actually do Google and, write it down. So I went there, you guys, and I went there in love because honestly, as a mother and as a woman, and I started off in the business when I was 18 years old, but I started off as a phone sex operator. So that helped me. I'm used to slow money and I'm used to taking my time. Let me rephrase it. Maybe I should stop saying slow money. I'm used to taking my time. I'm used to being in control. Because unfortunately, we as women, sometimes we feel like if we don't give up the kitty cat, and this is real life. I've been there when I was younger. Sometimes you feel like if you don't give it up quickly, they're going to go to somebody else. And this is the business. You feel like, okay, if I don't do it what Susie's doing, if I don't get this right toy, if I don't do this, if I don't look like everybody else, if I don't act like everybody else, I'm going to lose clients. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. And then what messes us up, just women, period. If you listen to men, this is what I had to learn. It's why I'm in the business for so long, because I listen to men and I ask questions. And when they give me the answers, I believe them and I act accordingly, right? Does that mean that makes me have hundreds and thousands of dollars on a daily basis? No, but I can rest at night. And maybe some of you ladies can do what you do and rest at night too, pretty good. But I think in the long run, and again, this is primarily to my young models. My daughter just turned 27 this weekend. And I'm constantly telling her, well, I don't even have to tell her because she's pretty sharp. I just have to remind her or confirm, I guess. But she's told me sometimes, to be honest, my daughter has told me, Mom, you need to do this like that. Mom, I don't think you need to be on your TikTok while you're trying to be on your live, Cammy. The TikTok, I think, is interfering with you making your moolah. That's she would tell me that. I think that this guy is, I think he's interfering with you being your best self. You're being your best you, Mom. Is that working for you? So I say all that to say, and I'm out of here, y'all. Remember, God loves you. Okay? You always know that. Everything is going to work itself out. Don't rush it. All money isn't good money. I know that's cliche. I'm being a mama, but still, all money isn't good money. The men will be there, right? You don't have to worry about the men being there. They are going to show up. So on that note, you guys will hear me and see me in the next one. This is Jelena Nails, the one and only, signing off for now. And you guys, what am I going to do right now? Well, with all this energy, what can I eat? I think I'm going to, what can I eat? I think I'm just, I'm I'm probably eat something and log back in and then come back with the report. I probably will make I won't probably go live. I'll just do, or maybe I don't know what I'll do, y'all. Who's to say? Good energy is good energy, right? Anyways, you guys, bye for now. One love kisses. You'll hear me sing the next one. And happy camming. I hope I got to the point when what did I say? What was the whole topic here? Oh, how to deal with the guys that come to your room, and just kind of like they leave real quick. Basically, just stay in character. That's the advice. Stay in character. They'll come. But no, all the pun intended. They will come. I promise you, they'll come, and they'll come good. Anyways, bye for now, y'all. I'm out of here. Now, how do I get out of this? Because I'm on my laptop. Oh, brother. How do I get out of here? Ah, there it is. Exit. That's not it. Not me not knowing. Maybe the universe doesn't want me to go. I swear I cannot find the end button, y'all. Where's the end button? Do I just because see I'm not on my phone, you usually swipe back. I don't see it. What? I don't see it at all. Y'all might just stay with me too all day today. Where's the freaking going back button? Oh my god. I know everything else. Maybe that's a sign. God don't ever want you to go backwards. No. How do I get out of here? Oh, there it is in front of my face. Bye, y'all. Woo! It's gonna be a cool night. Just let me hold